surface.
Handle the merchandise with care. Urchin, bring me a moist towelette. Everything is for sale. Except the rejuvenating oils. Those are for my personal use. Well, I'm obviously in no position to judge. Would you consider allowing me to acquire your hand? After your death, of course.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my... One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool. And they may be right.
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can... And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only... After that, and if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay. I only pray the price is not too high.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you don't believe you're chosen. Does that mean you also don't believe in the Maker?
I believe he exists.
That's comforting. Surely the Maker put us both on this path for a reason. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us. It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to...
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
I was born in Ostwick, and that's where most of my family is.
The Trevellians, is it not? A large clan with a rather clever coat of arms. Tell me, do you consider the Free March as your home? Are you eager to go back?
If I ever go back, it'll be too soon.
Yes. I suppose I feel the same way about my own family.
Can you tell me more about...
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them. We were meant to be in control.
But what are Seekers?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was our... We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So the Seekers commanded the Templars?
No, the Order didn't assume command until... The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew that kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can... If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
Why did your order turn against the Chantry?
We originally united with the Chantry through a treaty that stated they would keep mages on... It was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Magi to vote on its independence. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you disagree.
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her charges years earlier. But we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption, it was decided if we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes.
Mages were oppressed. What else did you expect?
I expected us to do better. When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
How does someone...
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil. And
Is the vigil...
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order... A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation from all distractions. We empty ourselves of all emotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
I wish I could experience that.
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt. What if mages never needed to fear possession by... I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed... Ours come from ritual. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune. Seekers can gain other gifts, but that depends on the individual.
What kind of...
I can set delirium within a person's blood aflame. Both mages and Templars bend before my will. Some Seekers use it to interrogate. Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is...
I've no...
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
You left the Templars for this. You believe the Inquisition can work?
I do. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
No, but if you have one prepared, I'd love to hear it.
Another time, perhaps. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
The Inquisition wants to feel for decent. It needs better horses. Heard Seeker hunted them.
How's the new gear fit?
Sturdy and warm.
Good. My gear will see. So, you need custom work. Something special. You bring the materials to... Yes. You can't just slap a new hilt on your sword in the field. Bring it here and we'll make sure it's...
Goodbye.
Right.
Blessed are the righteous in the Maker's will.
Remember, I want
With passionate breath, it is the
Apothecary Adon will have more pull.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador. If you can't prove it was founded on justice...
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked her life to slow the magic of the breach. Sir Trevelyan, may I present the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denerim, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Interesting, considering the Inquisition was begun by the left and right hands of the Divine.
I've seen no written records from Sister Liliana or Seeker Penticus that Justinia approved the Inquisition.
If you won't take her at her word, I'm afraid Seeker Pentagast must challenge him to a duel.
What?
It is a matter of honor among the Navarrans. Shall I arrange the bout for tonight?
No, no. Perhaps my reaction to the Inquisition's presence was somewhat hasty.
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montillier. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
Do the Durelions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite their Ferelden relations, the Durelions are our legion. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
His Grace was all bluster then.
Even should he leave, the Marquis will share his thoughts on us upon his return to Val-Royaux. Every guest we receive, and we will receive them, will spread the Inquisition's story. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
May I ask, what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Sister Liliana approached me. We've been acquainted for quite some time. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years, I was the royally appointed court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
If every noble wandering by is as stubborn as the Marquis, what good is talking to them?
Every kingdom is subject to its lords. The Inquisition will require their goodwill to survive. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
You're the Herald. Or, well, the one they're calling. I hope the Inquisition can restore... My name is Maeve. I research demons and other creatures. Seeker
I found something the
Yes, that's very helpful.
O Creator, see me kneel, for I walk only where you would bid me.
What have your ears heard, Liliana? Anything new we don't already know about?
No, nothing.
Herald of Andraste. I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the breach. It's an honor to meet you, my lady. Inquisition Scout Harding, at your service. Well, all of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No, never mind.
Ugh.
I'm starting to worry about these stories that everyone's heard.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about. They only say you're the last great hope for Thetis.
Oh, wonderful.
The hinterlands are as good a place as any to start fixing things. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always... But with the maid... Mother Giselle, Corporal Vale, you best...
I've news, sir.
What is it?
Could prove you...
Interesting reading. Could be worth a look.
Mother Giselle cannot be far. Inquisition forces. They're trying to protect the refugees.
Looks like they could use a hand.
Hold. We are not apostates.
I do not think they care, Seeker. Be ready. More coming our way.
That's the end of it.
There are mages here who can heal your wounds. Lie still.
Don't touch me, Mother. Their magic is...
Turn to noble purpose. Their magic is surely no more evil than your...
What?
Hush, dear boy.
Mother Giselle.
I am. And you must be the one they are calling the Herald of Andraste.
What you said to that soldier.
We do not teach that magic is evil. We teach that pride is evil, and does not corrupt only mages. But I did not ask you to come simply to debate with me.
Then why am I here?
I know of the Chantry's denouncement, and I am familiar with those behind it. I won't lie to you. Some of them are grandstanding, hoping to increase their chances of becoming the new divine. Some are simply terrified. So many good people, senselessly taken from us.
But don't you stand with the rest of the Chantry?
With no divine, we are each left to our own conscience, and mine tells me this. Go to them. Convince the remaining clerics you are no demon to be feared. They have heard only frightful tales of you. Give them something else to believe.
They want to execute me, and you think I should just walk up to them?
You are no longer alone. They cannot imprison or attack you.
They could try.
Let me put it this way. You needn't convince them all. You just need some of them to doubt. Their power is their unified voice. Take that from them and you receive the time you need.
So I show up, say hello, show them the mark on my hand.
I honestly don't know if you've been touched by fate, or sent to help us, but I hope. Hope is what we need now. The people will listen to your rallying call, as they will listen to no other. You could build the Inquisition into a force that will deliver us, or destroy us. I will go to Haven and provide Sister Leliana the names of those in the Chantry who will be amenable to... It is not much.
Corporal Vale is coordinating the Inquisition's efforts in the area. We should speak with him.
I'll ask around again tomorrow. Well, of course.
That's the last of the bread. Going to be a long, hungry night.
These people need food.
There are rams out in the hills. Good eating, too dangerous to go hunting now. More likely to...
Good luck.
Luck.
What do you mean?
Someone, anyone, please help my wife.
What's wrong with you?
She gets sick when the please.
Is there anything we can do?
Please, hurry.
I don't know this room.
What's the time?
You're with the Inquisition. Corporal Vale, thanks for your help. The Mages and Templars don't seem to care who gets caught in their war. The refugees here are in dire need of help. If the war doesn't kill them, cold or starvation...
What can you tell me about the man who...
Horsemaster Dennett? We haven't heard from him. Best we can tell, he's holed up until the Mages and Templars are done killing each other.
What can you...
All the Templars were called to Val Royeaux not long ago. These bastards ignored them. Now they're killing rebel mages, along with any Every Templar I've ever known has wanted to protect the common folk. These men defile their order's good name.
What can you tell me about...
The real rebels are up north in Redcliffe, dug in and taken care. The ones out here are just apostates, locked up in the circles all these years, and now they've gone mad with... The rebels in Redcliffe have washed their hands of them. I wish we could do the same.
What other problems?
We've got some injuries that go beyond. I know healers are in short supply, but if you can find someone in Redcliffe to help us...
You were
Yes. Many of them brought food. There's a hunter up the hill who has some idea.
Is there anything we can...
I asked the Inquisition to send blank. A recruit named Whittle is trying to make what we can bring in last.
Farewell.
And...
Mages and Templars fighting everywhere. Great job, Blondie.
This would set up camp. Not control. Who placed a skull out here, and for what purpose? this. The apostates have gone mad with power.
I see just as many Templars. We should move on. We can only restore order by securing an alliance.
That's what the skull helped you find? Right. Enough.
Perhaps the Inquisition will clear the nature of these options. Cannot be far.
Apostates dead, refugees easier.
mages and the Templars chose a poor location for working out their differences.
No normal wolf would fight with such determination.
The breach may have driven them mad, or perhaps the demons have known the pack.
I suppose this must be Master Dennett.
We should search the area.
So you're the Inquisition, eh? Here you're trying to bring order back. It's high time someone did. Didn't expect it. Name's Dennett. I served Arl Eamon for 30 years as horsemaster. I hear your Inquisition is looking for mounts.
Is there a particular reason you're making me come here?
As a matter of fact, I can't just send 100 of the finest horses in Ferelden. Every bandit between here and... You'll have mounts once I know they won't end up as a cold winter's breakfast.
If you have a problem with me personally, I'd like to know about it.
What? No, I've got no bad blood with free marchers. Maker, I had kin flee to Kirkle when the last blight... My wife Elena manages the farms, and until then you deserve something... The chestnut over there is a purebred Ferelden forder. Good to see you, Inquisition.
The refugees down at the crossroads could use your help.
Right now, any food I give those luckless bastards might as well go to the rebel mages or bandits. Watch yourself, Inquisition. It's ugly out there.
I heard what my man said. If you want our horses, then we need... Since the breach appeared, the wolves have gone... You deal with the wolves. And after...
How...
No, these... They're possessed. Or...
Felt
good...
Fancy trying out one of my courses?
What kind of racing?
I set up a course. It's two. You try to ride the course before I call time.
I'll...
Only the worms.
Your kind killed the most holy.
Lies. Your kind let her die.
Shut your mouth, mate!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean, exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
What do dwarves do when magic gets out of control?
You call the Templars, just like the rest of you.
Even down in Orzammar?
Friend, I've never even seen Orzammar. But dwarves don't have mages, so magic likely isn't a big problem.
Much appreciated. Can I help you with something?
Farewell.
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
So far, you're the only one who's insisted we can't work together.
We might, if your Inquisition would recognize the Chantry's authority.
There is no authority until another Divine is chosen.
In due time, Andraste will be our guide, not some dazed wanderer on a mountainside.
The Mages and Templars are fighting, even though we don't know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
Exactly why all this should be left to a new Divine. If you are innocent, the Chantry will establish it as so.
Or we'll be happy to use someone as a scapegoat.
You think nobody cares about the truth? We all grieve Justinia's loss.
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept under a carpet.
Remind me why you're allowing the Chancellor to stay?
Clearly, your Templar knows where to draw the line.
He's toothless. There's no point turning him into a martyr simply because he runs at the mouth. The Chancellor's a good indicator of what to expect in Val Royeaux, however.
How widespread is the violence between Mages and Templars?
Impossible to say.
Your organization flouting the Chantry's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between Mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
Don't let anyone riot while we're gone.
The walls will be standing when you return, I hope. I will keep the peace.
Better ready.
Researcher Menave wishes to verify that the infection decreased in number.